Hey, we've got a very unique little machine here. I mean, we don't see them around these pots much. Univox. Can you read that? I can't.
Yeah, it says it's protected by patent applications in the following countries. And there's a whole bunch of it's Jennings organ company.
We got your voltage selector here. This is a very high-tech device. As you can see, which you can rotate it around, pick any voltage you like there, and probably get shocked while putting it in. There we go. And so it's got 12AU7, 6AL5, that's 12AX7, 12AU7, 12AU7. And underneath here, look at this keyboard. It's so unique. A lot of these are splitting a little, and could probably glue and clamp those. The wood's just bowing and coming apart, I guess, over, this is 1954, it appears from looking online. That's okay. Just carefully set that over there. So you got your resistor ladder here, and you can't read the values because they stuck them in the wood, which is a bit of an inconvenience. Precision capacitors for your footage range of octave, excuse me, and filters and tone filters and things. Not sure what these do over here yet. Most of these make some kind of impact on the tone. A couple coils there for filtering and different footage selectors probably, and filters. And the master tuning and the master volume, and the vibrato switch. And this is the vibrato reducer. A, D, E, F, H, K, L, M, N, O, P, S. I don't know why. I don't know what does A have to do with vibrato? Can you think of anything that would stand for? That's a vibrato reducing switch, or enhancing, depending on how you look at it. Add, maybe.
Detract,
add vibrato. Yeah, maybe.
Or amplify.
I initially thought that would probably be attack decay, you know.
Oh, yes, of course.
But it's not.
It's a synthesizer.
Yeah, well, it's not. That reduces the volume. But these capacitors are right on. They don't appear to have drifted at all, and I've never seen ones like that, so I was curious. The electrolytics are still actually measuring decent ESR values. And you got some trimmer caps down there, which adjust your scaling, and unfortunately they don't go far enough. I've got to either figure out how to make that happen, or somebody can buy this as a project, I guess, and I don't think it'll be very hard to figure that out, probably, as to what you could do to make it so that it completely scales right. But yeah, fairly nice warm sounding little mono synth for hooking underneath a piano or whatever, like the Solovox. Okay, shall we crank it up? It does make noises like that as it's starting. I got a nice 120 volt shock off the resistor ladder while it was warming up there. I was trying to put it in as I had it turned on, of course. Don't try that at home, kids. Here, Paul, you want to hold it for a second?
Yes, I will.
Demonstrate a few of them.
Okay.
There's this. That one's clearly marked sub-octave. That one we have no doubt about. Tone filter of some kind there, I guess. That one has an impact when you hear a little bit there. You don't hear so much otherwise. Some of the buttons are a little bit sticky. That one really has a big impact. You know, you have that one on, it makes quite a bit of impact. So maybe these are just interactive, and I just haven't hit all the right things with them yet. Hear the vibrato reduction. And the vibrato speed. Yeah.
Is that adjustable too inside, do you think?
Oh, you could adjust the speed, sure, yeah. You could put a different capacitor in. Different capacitor. Yeah, you can really kill it. That's interesting. Get some interesting tone mixes there. Really brings it out. We put either of those up. So you got some interactive stuff there that has a lot of possibilities, but it's kind of like I just don't hear anything on that particular one. I would have thought that would have been an envelope or something. These are also tone filters here. Nothing I do makes that D do anything. Okay, what else would it do? D. The do nothing switch, that's what it is. Okay. E. Same here. And yeah, all three of those I don't hear any. I don't hear anything on either of those three. Not sure what those do yet. So, let's see. Maybe they only show up in the really low register. I don't hear anything there either, or the really high. It makes your phone ring. That's what it is.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we know it's not taking? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes record. Yeah.
Oh. What's that? It's the Beatles. Man, it sounds great, Bob. It really does. It's mine now. Okay, we're not getting anywhere. Sorry, folks.
Well, sign you off. We're looking at the 3-bus monophonic Hammond Solovox. This connector, don't pull that apart unless you want a real nightmare. Yeah, we had some connections that were iffy. I don't know what the best solution is for that. Get a new connector, I guess. Horrible. Well, let's see. I was going to show you underneath. That's a real pain, isn't it? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that helps. I just shorted out the jack that was hanging in the breeze there. Anyway, inside you've got a row of capacitances that are, they get tapped into by the key bus system at various points. They're just a chain. It's like a resistor ladder, except it's a capacitor ladder. And so you can get your pitch information there to the resonant circuitry. That is your vibrato. Well, it's actually my vibrato. This is my personal unit. And don't you touch it, because I put a lot of hours into this thing. This thing was a wreck. It had even some mouse issues. And got everything pretty well in shape here. You hate to see one of these die, since they were kind of one of the first monophonic synthesizers. And inside the back here we have, this is a relay can. You might not guess that otherwise. It's got a bunch of tubes for the amplifier and power supply, and here are all the divider tubes. And the tuning coil there, that's your main tuning coil. They put quite a large tuning coil in there, didn't they? They liked real substantial things. They didn't like the thought of, a few milliamps of current possibly, breaking something, so they made it the size of a speaker magnet. Which, that one, maybe they just used the same part there. They look pretty similar. That's the electromagnetic speaker. And of course the front of it has this cute little design. It sets there next to your piano, so you can have happy, good, fun time for all, like this woman. Let's see, right there. Yeah, that's what it is all about. If not, yeah, some of the ads in here were incredible. There's Mr. Hammond, Lawrence Hammond, working on it, I suppose. And that's a Slim Jim soldering iron. God, it's by the Jet Thermal Device Company. They tried to make it look like a jet, apparently. Yeah, cool ads in this thing. I love the old stuff there. You get a speaker for $1.40 there, and it's gotten a lot cheaper to make that stuff, so really that doesn't reflect inflation so well. But those were the days, I suppose. Anyway, okay, well, that's kind of it. This thing gets stimulated by this magnet and causes it to start moving, and then this coil, of course, goes in and out of another coil to modulate the pitch. That's part of the in series with the pitch coil, so it's a smaller coil at the bottom there to just give a variation in the actual pitch. Can't get any smoother than that. That's great vibrato. Okay, but it only runs good at 1 speed. Of course, you don't have any speed selection. That is the internals of a Hammond Solovox, and hopefully we'll have this all working. Of course, I cleaned all these contacts, and I replaced some of the capacitors under there that were way out of value. There was one here way out of value that's one of the dividers. I thought maybe that would fix it, but it still sounds like a modem intermittently. It sounds very much like a modem connection. It's just chattering. The first divider stage there is not smooth. So hopefully we can get that worked out. There is the vibrato. I just listened to a video my friend is playing for me of a guy that neither plays keyboard nor knows how they work. But he meant well, I'm sure, and he was trying to give people some information. Anyway, as you can see, I had to go through and put new capacitors in. All the old ones had drifted, and got this thing precisely tuned now. And the vibrato is vibratoing right now. Now, if I were stop it, let's see how it does. You see, if I just turn it on cold, I have to kind of bump it to get it going. I'm trying to figure a remedy here, because so you've got a fine wire that comes from that thing up to this, which has 6.3 volt and a load resistor. And what that does, when this energizes this arm here, this arm has a switch contact on this plate, and it will turn on and off that contact, which then goes to ground on this side of it. So that energizes the coil when that turns on. So this coil is an electromagnet, and it attracts the metal when that turns on. And then when it moves towards it, it turns off and de-energizes, has mechanical momentum, creating a hysteresis motion there. It just perpetually moves by turning on and off the electromagnet as it moves. Anyway, so as it moves, of course, it jams a plunger into another coil, which is in series with the tuning coil, and that's how we get the vibrato. So this is a mechanical vibro generator here, and we also have another coil here, but that's a load for an inductive load for the filtering, I'm sure, on something or something. I haven't looked to really see what that one does. They have some coils in the filter circuit, I see. Must be, because there's no coils over here. So yeah, that's one, the coil for the filter. And let's see, this is your volume switch. Of course, this thing turns around and clicks in different volume contraptions there. And I already showed you inside the keyboard. And here's what it looks like when it's all with the back open. Down at the bottom, the guy also thought the power was coming from all these tubes. Of course, these are not power tubes. That's your master oscillator. That is your first half of a divider. They just use 6SN7s, which are dual triode for most of them. So you got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one are all dual triodes, and that gives you divider stages there down to get all the footages. And then these 6H6s are used as mixing tubes, and so those mix the signals. And there's also this giant can in there we showed you before, I think, and those have relays. That is not a subwoofer, as the guy thought on the video, but they didn't have subwoofers in 1940, I don't think. Somebody turned down the woofers? Anyway, gotta love that Will Ferrell thing. Okay, of course this cap, amazingly, still measures good ESR, so I didn't replace it, but I hear some popping every once in a while, so it may be that it's on its way out. Anyway, but it's mostly all finished up now, and he already did a demo of the sounds on it, so I'm not going to bother doing all that. Well, yeah, maybe we'll play it when we get back together here. If I can figure out a way to make that vibrato start by itself, maybe I should put a switch where, I mean a push button where I just bump it to start it or something. I don't know.
It's on the kitchen table there.
Oh, okay, on the table. Yeah, next. Okay. Now we got our basic knee lever down here that has the on-off switch, of course. This thing, I've got to put a rubber foot under here. It's not staying anymore. Okay. We could do some it's designed to be hung under a piano, so the closest thing we got. Let's see, let's go through the got our soprano, our contralto, tenor, and bass. And kind of a nasal voicey. Nasal voicey. So you have to have a filter on or nothing gets through. The mute won't. It's a mod of after filter. Mute gives you that effect. That's the mute. That's a filter on the filter, I guess. You have at least one of these selected and at least one of these selected getting sound. Vibrato is not working again. I don't know why. That thing's giving me fits. I can't. It's not working all night. It's absolutely dead. Yeah, that thing is the quirkiest. Those are the filters with a couple things selected. I'll put everything on here. I'll put all the footages so you can hear with all the footages. And now with the mute on. Of course, you can combine them. And you can put slow attack on. To have that suspenseful moment you need. Okay. That's it, pretty much. It's really hard to play. Down there and with the short keys, it's something to get used to. But it's too short for me. I need the longer keys. I got to get used to it. But anyway, yeah, it's nice and warm sounding, and yeah, something about the tone of the other machine we just did strikes me as a little different, but it didn't quite have the same selections on there. Hopefully we can figure out what the synth features are on that thing, find somebody that's done the research there and figure out if we need to do something else to that. But that Jennings is a lot more compact. This thing's a beast to haul around for sure. It's kind of, you know, you don't want to haul it real long distances. Holding on to the back of it there as a handle, and you could put on a hand truck, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that's the Hammond Solovox, and we're gonna call it a night here.